Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna ask about one of your favorites.
Word.
You know, somebody that I know that you love and admire, and
Yeah.
who's an inspiration. MF Doom.
Yes.
What impact did Doom have on you, man?
Man. There's so much to say, man. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, it's like it is so deep with Doom, and like I know there's been probably multiple people in my life,
Yeah.
like throughout my life.
Yeah.
You know, obviously this is before he passed and all that. So it's it's visibly different now.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I don't take like any type of way or anything like that because it's not for me to take a type of way. But growing up, every time I mentioned Doom, I felt like it was always a thing where it was like kind of brushed off. Or,
Yeah.
Or like, why are you bringing that dude up?
Super
even
underrated.
if you did know him, it's like, why? What was so great about him? You know.
Right.
But for him and the connection with me, it's like a bunch of things that just happened to align,
Gotcha.
and it was trippy.
Okay.
It was trippy as it was happening. It was like, so, and this part is so weird with how I discovered him. Because I go back and forth in my head about what exactly happened first. But there's two things I can pinpoint. It's the Boondocks, which is one of the best cartoons of all time.
Facts.
Yes.
Facts.
And the Gorillas.
Ooh.
The group Gorillas.
Yes.
This is also a big influence to me, too.
Yes.
Especially on some alternative music.
I like the Gorillas.
Yeah, I love the
really
Gorillas.
like the Gorillas a
You
lot.
know, and they put me on the De La Soul too, which is another one of my favorite groups. Which is also in that category of like there's so many things about De La Soul I relate to.
Yeah.
But so the Boondocks, they had that episode where they like, I think Bill Cosby's getting kidnapped or something like that.
Yeah.
And they had to fight a security guard. And it was Bushido Brown. And as they're about to fight him, it starts playing this song, and I'm like, yo, this song is crazy.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know if I immediately this is where it gets interesting because I believe both of these things occurred around 2007, and I was like 12 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like I heard that song, and then Gorillaz also came out with the Demon Days album, and I mean, they might have came out with it a little bit earlier than that, but that's when I listened to it.
Right.
And they had this one song, November Has Come, and I heard that song, and the whole album was great, you know. But even when I heard the song, there was a rapper on the song. I'm like, oh, this is dope. I didn't really think too much of it though.
Right.
This is just a dope album.
It's a dope album. Yeah.
And they had like a live performance on TV. And I remember watching it. It was like a whole special. And like when they performed that song, it was like this dude comes on the screen. He wasn't even at the show. They just had him on the screen and he had a metal mask on. And I'm like, because around this time I'm really like digging into rap. I'm like, okay, who's this guy?
Yeah.
And so I look him up and then I hear the all cap song. And
Uh-huh.
I'm like, oh shit, this is a song that I heard in Boondocks. Like, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I was like, so right there, I was like, oh, this is dope. And like his name was Doom.
That mask is so intriguing, bro.
Yeah. I saw the mask and his name was MF Doom. So I'm like, you know, MF Doom, like, you know, Mother F.
Yeah.
So I go to look it up. And like, you know, I'm on Wikipedia shit. I'm really just like, I'm an internet baby, millennial.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an internet baby. I grew up on the internet. So
Yeah.
I like run and go look it up.
Research,
Right?
yeah.
So I see it says Metal Face. And it says he's from Long Island. And I'm like,
Uh-huh.
yeah. And it's like the Doom. Because when I saw the mask, I'm like, is it like Dr. Doom?
Yeah.
And I'm reading it, and it's like, it is based off Dr. Doom.
Right.
And we talked about Marvel earlier. One show that, this is like a curveball for a lot of people, because a lot of people watch the 90s shows like I talked about. One show I didn't mention that I did watch, I actually watched I watched Boomerang a lot.
Oh, yeah.
When I was a kid.
Yeah.
And they used to show the Fantastic Four.
Whoa. Wow.
So I was watching that too.
Yes, sir.
And I definitely forgot to mention that. But I was watching Fantastic Four too. So I already knew about Dr. Doom and all that.
Yes, sir.
And then so, you know, I found out about him and I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So I went to go listen to Doomsday, the first album. In the intro, he's literally sampling the intro of Fantastic Four. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. I'm just listening to it like, this is crazy. I'm like, yo, this guy's rapping.
Mm-hmm.
He's from Long Island.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing the Marvel shit. And then his bars was just too crazy. Like it's the intricate plot of a b-boy strap. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Stuff like that.
I love his delivery,
Yeah,
man.
like stuff like
his
that.
voice.
I was like, this dude's too ill. Like, I know I was reading about it. Like, you know, he was in KMD and all that. And
Right.
This is around the time I'm really going back and doing my golden era.
Yeah.
You know, due diligence.
Yes.
You know, as a person that loves the craft.
Yes.
You know? So I'm listening to Tribe. I'm listening to De La Soul, Native Tongues.
Yes.
You know, and one group that doesn't really get put in the native tongues is KMD, but they were around for all of that.
They were there.
If you do the research, they were there. Like Phife is in one of the KMD videos. KMD's in the De La Soul videos.
There you go.
You know, they shouted out De La Soul.
Yeah.
in the Gas Face song.
Gas
He
Face.
said shout out Plug 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. With third base and all
then
that.
De La Soul had Doom on TV.
There you go.
On the Grind Date.
Yeah.
So, you know, that whole Native Tongues, you know, that was a whole big influence. But
Yeah.
and I put Doom in that conversation too. Like, obviously, Mad Villainy.
Mad Villainy.
You know, listening to that, getting into Madlib, which eventually got me into Quasimodo.
Yeah.
Which eventually got me into Jay Dilla.
It's
all.
It caused a domino effect.
A huge domino effect.
Yeah.
A huge domino effect that I always will give credit to the Gorillas.
Yeah.
And Boondocks, and on a bigger note, Adult Swim. Yeah.
Shout out to Adult Swim, man.
I feel like that whole, you know, lo-fi hip-hop thing that blew up,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like kind of like 5 years ago. I feel like that is due to Adult Swim. Like, I see a lot of people say theories about it. I'm like, that's Adult Swim.
Yeah.
In my mind, that's Adult Swim. that's all I can say. Because they had the beats.
Yeah.
During the commercials.
Beats was fire.
Yeah.
During the commercials?
Yeah.
The
And
commercial?
a lot of those beats was like Flying Lotus and
There you go.
Dilla
Yep.
and people from Stone's Throw.
Yeah.
And like a lot of those producers were like my influences, you know.
That's nice.
So
Yeah.
like it was just that whole scene,
Yeah.
that whole underground scene of like beat makers and rappers. You know,
Yeah.
Doom was a big part of that.
Yeah.
He's like I say, he's from Long Island, so
That's
I just
right.
always identify with that. Like, he's from Long Island. He likes comedy rap.
Hometown.
That sounds like that's me all day.
That's
like,
right.
I gotta represent that
Yeah.
everywhere, you know. So I'm always big up Doom. I always will big up MF Doom,
All the time.
and that's just what it is.